without sounding like defeatist, I guess my degree is somewhat worthless.
International relations, and I got a 2-1.
2-1 in politics from Sussex University.
Biomedical science.
And everyone I speak to is telling me that the job market is terrible and I've got no hope.
So I'm looking to go to Australia to work. Pay is much better and job security is way better.
BA honours in sports journalism.
Graduated in business finance.
I can't get a job in journalism, and I can't get a job in retail because I'm overqualified. So yeah, I'm signing on basically.
I've looked at a track record for my course. I guess I'm a bit confident in the job market, for myself anyway. But I don't know so much about other people.
It's buggered either way, basically.
This is one of Brighton's youth cultural landmarks, the alley from the famous love scene in Quadrophenia. We're in town to meet the class of 2012. Young people leaving university this summer in very trying times. They're entering probably the most flexible, competitive labour market in British history. We're in the middle of an unprecedented economic slump, and higher education having been marketised, they're mired in debt.
New jobs matching your criteria: sales advisor, sales and customer services, business development manager, internal sales, business development, IT sales, telesales,
graduate opportunities,
corporate sales.
Like, I haven't completely succumbed yet, but I can tell in a couple of weeks I'm just going to start applying for them, all of them.
Chrissy and India are about to graduate from Sussex University.
I'm from a really small town in Essex, and the whole point was just to get out of it and do something better. My dad's a scaffolder and my mum's a school cook. What I always remember them saying is get a job you enjoy rather than one you just have to put like money on the table. So I think I felt like the only way to get out of that and have a job I enjoy was to go to university.
During the 3 years I was kind of aware that I was going to have to back up the degree with a hell of a load of other things. So I've kind of made sure that I've been involved in a lot of extracurricular stuff.
You were actually thinking about your CV?
I was, yeah.
19 or 20?
Kind of have to have a CV in the back of your head all the time. A bit of volunteering, this training course here, doing this programme, getting involved in this. If I literally just had a philosophy degree, I'd be a bit like, what have I done in the last 3 years? What was I doing? Just messing around, just doing a degree.
Thinking about Nietzsche and Kant and the metaphysics of morals and all that. You know, do you know what I mean? Isn't that enough? Well, obviously not.
It's not
enough, no. I mean, as a politics student, you never... And somebody with kind of values, you never want to become a careerist. You don't want that to define you. You don't want to be someone that's always looking for the job they can get. You want to be fighting the good fight and all this kind of stuff. But actually, you don't have a choice but to think about that. You don't have a choice but to become a sellout who's always thinking about how you're going to get a job. And I think that's kind of sad.
How much does your 3 years of higher education set you back?
£21,000 plus an overdraft of about £2,000.
25 grand.
Yeah. My parents encouraged me just to not really think about it because, I mean, it's something that I should do anyway. But now with the 9,000 fees, I think it's very different. I think my parents said now they probably wouldn't encourage me to go to university, and I think that's something really to be worried about. When does crunch time arrive in the sense that you're going to have to start making some money, right? You want to stay in Brighton?
Panic time.
Yeah, panic time. It has already.
Yeah, it has already.
Did you think it was going to be like this?
No.
What did you think it was going to be like?
I kind of hoped that the stuff I'd done, because it was relevant, would sort of at least get me some sort of interview. I'm struggling right now to even get the most basic of admin jobs, like basic sales and marketing jobs and stuff. I'm looking for sort of like strands of moral worth, like some sort of charity sales or something like that, because I really don't want to succumb to like mindless sales job.
Brighton is a city with a student population of around 31,000. It's also the home of a culture that celebrates being young as it used to be, full of vintage clothes shops, retro record stores, and people making the last stand for mods, punks and hippies. But spend 2 days here and one thing becomes clear. Today's under 25s maybe don't have the time for shunning the adult world and getting lost in bohemian subcultures. Right, this is the offices of the Graduate Recruitment Bureau, a Brighton-based business whose stock in trade is getting university leavers into work.
It doesn't work.
But their entry form doesn't work.
Yeah.
How do we get in? There's proof of the fact that it's all about who you know.
A 2-1 isn't going to cut it as much as used to be, unfortunately. You're going to have to do a lot more whilst you're at university. Employers are a lot more demanding. What have you done whilst you've been studying? What other skills can you bring to this workforce?
And ideally, what would you have done?
I would have had a plan from the minute I got into university. And we were meeting lots of freshers. who are now a lot more switched on. People go to university for different reasons, some to indulge in a subject they particularly like. They may not be thinking about a job at the end of it, and that's fine.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Or you may be very switched on, you know exactly what you want to do and the degree that will get you there. Now what universities are having to do is being a little bit more transparent about the employability for each of the courses they're offering. That's the way it seems to be going at the moment. Universities seem to be not a sausage factory, but employers are demanding certain skills from universities. Our clients typically look for STEM students: science, technology, engineering, maths.
If you study humanities like Chrissy in India, the kind of jobs open to you may well come down to working at a place like this.
So you're recruiting people also to be recruiters? Exactly. What qualities do you need to do that?
Well, a degree isn't as important. We do want a graduate so they can relate to graduates, but we also want someone who's very good with communication skills, very good team working, very self-motivated. Very often they are, you know, their own little business unit.
Well, I'm starting a job on Saturday, but it's minimum wage, it's a call centre job, and yeah, there's only so long you can kind of stick that out for. And there's not much you can do in Brighton if you don't have any money. I don't like to be too negative about it, just because I feel very lucky in the sense that my dad's a scaffolder and he'll probably have to work till he's 70 doing physical manual labour. So in that sense, I'm really, really lucky. I'll probably always work in a safe environment and it won't be too tiring. But I think we're a generation that we've worked a lot harder and maybe have a lot of pressure in our lives. At uni, they kind of tell you should have this web folio where you have a web page that's effectively an online CV, and you know, people have Twitter accounts now to kind of get their face out there. Keeping your Facebook page like clean, selling yourself to employers. It's always about making sure that you're this kind of perfect person, which I guess doesn't really exist.
In the end, this story is about much more than the class of 2012. It's about the way the job market and the wider economy is going at speed. I've heard while we've been in Brighton a lot of the same things you hear in job centres, about hidden jobs and the need to endlessly market yourself. A restless, ever-changing economic system requires restless, ever-changing human beings, and the only thing I wonder is, people actually like that?